I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Barbara, roll call please.
Mayor Steve Bowman.
Here.
Councilmembers Kevin Robinson.
Here.
Joe Milbar.
Here.
Robert Bauer.
Here.
Sarah Hudson. Here.
All right, moving on tonight to adopt tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Milbar makes a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Councilmember Robinson makes a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, moving on tonight to a consent agenda. Do I have a motion tonight to adopt tonight's consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Councilmember Bauer makes that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second, Mayor.
Councilmember Robinson makes a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, meeting over to the public. Where do we have anyone?
No one had signed up before the meeting.
Okay. So we'll move on to, let's move on to new business. Turtle Pond's 4th and 5th editions, home unit development, ordinance 255, second series, second reading.
Mayor and Council, tonight before you is the second reading of the Turtle Run Planned Unit Development that we discussed 2 weeks ago. This was to repeal and replace the PUD that was put in place back in 1996. Due to the 2 new developments that are moving forward, we made sure that these PUD replacement would cover not only what is existing to make sure they stay conforming, but to allow the 2 new units, such as the one that was supposed to be commercial, will now be housing, and the other was supposed to be multifamily. It'll now be brought down to single family. So this is just a continuation of what you heard 2 weeks ago. Then there'll be the 30-day comment period, and it will be set in place and ready for when they do their final planning. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Well, a question I have here now, on page 34 here, it shows the setbacks and that, and I'm trying to see now, it says here like on page 34, which I see in the packet anyway.
Page 2.
Yeah, it says, is that page 2?
With all the lists and the A, B, C, D, E.
Right. Right, and so I like what I see, the minimum side yard setback for single families is 5 feet, 10 feet off the house, 5 feet off the garage. I like that. Next one is detached townhome lots, building separation 10 feet, and then detached homes 12 feet. So are those in play, those comments? Part of this, or that's just going to still be?
Mayor, so those setbacks are to keep the existing properties conforming, and then the new development that goes in would adhere to these.
Okay, would adhere to these.
Correct, but these are, a lot of this was lifted from what was in place, because there's already 5 additions that have been developed, plus. So we need to make sure that those lots are still conforming. So this replace and repeal is really to just allow the next developments to go forward, but clean up and secure what was already there, so.
Right, so, but where we were discussing 5 foot, 7.5 foot the last time, was comment from the council. This is more of what we're trying to go for, is this?
Correct.
Okay, good. I know I feel much better about that setback that we discussed this council. Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna open any discussion here. Kevin, you have any?
I have nothing, Mayor.
I have nothing.
Rob?
I have nothing.
It was the second reading, okay. Well, on that, let's see, this will be a roll call. So do I have a motion tonight to adopt Turtle Pond's 4th and 5th editions plan unit development amendment, ordinance 255, second series, second reading? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Elizabeth makes a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilmember Milbar makes a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please, Barb.
Udvig. Aye. Robinson.
Aye.
Milbar.
Aye.
Feldman.
Aye.
Bauer.
Aye.
Passes 5-0.
All right, now moving on to summary publication of ordinance 255, second series, public resolution 2019-46.
Mayor and Council, this is our standard practice. When we do an ordinance amendment, we have to put it in the newspaper for 30 days for comment. This is the publication to allow us to move forward with that publication.
Okay, Joy, any discussion? Kevin?
No, sir.
Rob?
No.
Sarah? Pretty forward. All right, do I have a motion tonight to adopt tonight's summary publication of ordinance 255, second series, resolution 2019-46?
I'll make that motion.
Councilman Bauer makes that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilman Bauer makes a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, moving on tonight to 2020 street rehabilitation project plans and specifications, resolution 2019-47.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. Attached are the plans for the 2020 street rehabilitation project. In general, most of the work includes milling, an inch and a half overlaying, and the two streets are Arrowhead Street and Floral Street, 231st Lane. The street locations are shown on the first page of the construction plans that are attached. In general, we're requesting approval of the plans and requesting advertisement for bids. As summarized in your packet, the local funding is estimated, the construction and engineering overhead is $189,771, and the state aid portion is $316,183, for a total project cost of $505,954. We do have $1.6 million in our state aid account to help finance that portion of the project. So with that, staff is recommending council consider approval of resolution 2019-47, approving plans and specifications and ordering advertisement for bids for the 2020 street rehabilitation.
One question I have, Craig, is that $1.631 million, is that a dedicated account for St. Francis?
Correct.
Is that our account or with the state?
That is your money.
That's our money in our state. Joe, is that with our budget, is our finances?
Yeah, our road CIP is what Craig's referring to, so when we transferred $1 million a year or two ago into jumpstarting that account and making annual contributions, that's that fund.
Right, but I'm talking about the MSA portion.
Yeah, that's a portion, your portion from the state gas tax, basically.
Okay. So
And this-
and that's where that $316,000 will come out.
Correct. And this will help us draw it down to below 1.9 million.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you remember from last year, we had to get it down to where we penalized.
Right.
The street reconstruction project for 2020 is coming along, and next month we'll be bringing that to you, trying to set some public hearings for that. But this will ensure that we get money out of our state aid account so we don't get penalized to that.
My most concern is that the money's there. All right, I'll open this up for discussion. Sarah?
No, I think that looks good. I think that we're making some good improvements in our streets. I like to see, I like to drive them without potholes. It's kind of nice.
Rob?
The only question I had was with the 4th and 5th editions going in, 229th and Arrowhead, is there any provisions to go ahead and put that curb and gutter in, rather than overlay it in 2020 and then turn around and cut a big hole in it to add that street?
Right, we have to kind of play that by ear to make sure they're moving forward for sure. But actually, if you look at sheet 17 of the plans, 17 and 23, we actually already planned to strike that for the Turtle Run entrance area. The top view is the striking plan.
What page is that on our?
1723.
That would be your council's package.
55 of 8, that's what tool.
Wait.
What? Well, let you do it, you shrink it.
Mine is 55, correct?
Page 55.
Thanks.
Well, that's
Found, I've had this capability. Okay, yeah, it looks good.
So that would have a dedicated route to that entrance.
Perfect.
And it's, I would assume that's why that street is so wide right now, planning for something like that, so it does work out quite well. But as you had said, curb probably would be coordinated with this project.
Perfect. That's my only question.
Joe?
I don't have any questions for this.
Joe?
I have a question, Mayor.
Seems pretty straightforward, so. All right, then, do I have a motion tonight to adopt 2020, street rehabilitation project plans and specifications to resolution 2019-47? Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Councilor Bauer makes that motion. Have a second?
A second, Mayor.
Councilor Robinson makes a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes, thank you. Okay, moving on to parking restrictions on SAP 235-153-001 Arrowhead Street Northwest, resolution 2019-48.
So this is in regards to the same project, as we've discussed this issue in the past. This street is not wide enough for parking on both sides, so we do have to sign one side, no parking, and we have to pass this resolution to this would only be for the state aid portion, the Arrowhead. We've shown on the plans, as you can see, posting the east side for no parking, but that could be either east or west. So, staff's recommending approval of 2019-47, such that we can pass that on to NDOT for final approval of the plans that don't require this resolution.
All right, well, you know, what I'm trying to understand is the street was originally constructed to city standards, not the MSA state aid standards.
Correct.
So based on municipal state aid standards, the street is not constructed wide enough to allow parking on both sides.
Correct.
According to their standards. How about our standards? It is our standards or not?
Yeah, technically you can park on both sides.
Well, for city standards.
Yes,
But to get the MSA money, to use that, we have to go one side.
correct.
Okay, makes sense. Okay. And this is just posting that the signs will be put there, so. Are people, I guess one question I have, are people used to parking on both sides?
That I do not know. I've been out there a few times, I haven't seen a lot of parking on the street.
Well, I'm sure they like the fact that the state aid program pays for that part, because otherwise they'd be paying for tax dollars. You're a little bit of give and take, I guess. Anyways, any discussion on this, Kevin?
No, sir, other than the fact that state aid is our money, it's our tax money, and it's good to see it's going back to our citizens, so.
Joe?
I just had a question with the no parking then. So I think it was Lippin last year that we had that stripe going by. Of course, we got some comments on Facebook as that we're wasting money, and really that allowed us to get that money back from state aid. So do we plan on just posting signs, or are we doing somehow painting the restriction area again, or?
So when we had one street that, on that project that was 34 feet back to back.
Okay.
MnDOT let us do some special funky striping
Okay.
to not have to put in signs.
So that was a special situation.
If we had 2 more feet, we could do that, we'd have that same option here,
Okay.
but we do not, so.
I was just hoping that was more of an option. Oversight. Okay.
Rob?
So we'll have a beginning sign and an ending sign pretty much is kind of the gist of the no parking, or?
No, they're approximately maybe 400 feet.
Okay. So,
Good. Sarah? All right, all questions answered. Okay, so I have a motion tonight, parking restrictions on SAP 235-153-001, Arrowhead Street Northwest, resolution 2019-48. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that one.
Councilmember Hood makes that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilmember Mewbar makes a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, second meeting open to the public. Anyone, Marvin?
I'd like to ask a question if I could.
Yeah, state your name and address for the record, please.
Sean Davis, 24310 Riverbank. I called the City Hall, talked to Lisa, I think, about the Riverbank Kings project, if we're gonna get a bill or what our final price is. We're supposed to pay it by November to not accrue any interest and have it assessed. I assume it's being worked on, but I heard back, so that's something to bring up before the council. Next week, that number's being paid.
Well, I know council hasn't seen anything yet, so nothing's been final out, has it, or?
Correct. That, I guess that's only if they certify it this year. I don't know if that's up for certain yet.
So it could be not even assessed until next year now?
It's a possibility. Depends on how council wants to do it.
All right, well, November's, what, 10 days, so.
Right, just that.
I mean, doesn't have to be done by November. I mean.
The
I'm trying to
council
be
has
thinking
not
that-
adopted the final assessments.
So I guess my question
I
is,
just want to get built.
yeah, I'm curious then too, so let's say if it's not assessed or we don't finalize it till next year, do they have then till that next November to pay it? Okay, so that would buy you time then too if we didn't do it after, no, so if it's November 2nd.
So if council wants to be assured, this is all the costs, it'll be next year.
Okay.
Which I think would probably be prudent.
If you wanna. to
Well, look
take-
at plans on doing it tonight, there's no more meetings, so.
Well, it's not tonight, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, so
So
it won't be till next year.
Yes. The direction we were given was, we don't want to adopt the assessment until all the costs are final. So I
So we know
guess
exactly what we're assessing.
a short, a long answer to your question is, it's likely not going to be certified this year.
Okay. All right, thank
I
you.
see his point. Will they be notified in any fashion, like what we just discussed? There will be no billing until next year. Will the residents who are going to partake or willing to pay, are they going to be made aware? I mean, will we be sending out a city letter accordingly?
We can do that.
So I know some
Communication's
people already
key.
started paying, they stepped down into City Hall and, put a chunk down and, I'm assuming they're keeping records so that they don't get double billed, but,
There's been some down payments made. if you
yeah,
want to say
so, and I trust that, but, for those people too, it's like, well, gosh, I bet they would like to hold on to that money and it's an interest, it's not another year, so. But anyways, yeah, that'd be nice to be.
Well, have we cashed that money, or we put it into an account?
I don't know that.
But we haven't returned it to them until we get a number. Why would you take it before we have the final number? I don't understand that.
I don't know, I think some people are really eager to pay, I'm not entirely sure.
But let it keep it, they should be able to keep it in their accounts until we're, I mean, to me.
Maybe they know they won't keep it in there.
Well,
Maybe they're just like,
But that's their-
I know that.
Right, but that's their responsibility. Our responsibility is to make sure we know what the full amount is, so we assess properly. Instead of coming in a little bit here, a little bit there, you wait till it's found out, and then you go to assess.
Well, it's less they have to pay later too, as long as they're made aware of the full situation.
I can guarantee you, whatever they pay, they will be deducted accordingly.
No, I'm not worried about that, I didn't do it, but, I mean, like I said, maybe, I want to get a number so I can get rid of it and forget about it and move on, but if it's not going to be done next year, I'm not going to think about it until next year.
Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, so, let's see. All right, moving on to department reports, Public Works, the monthly report.
Mayor and council, in your packets tonight are our monthly reports for September for Public Works. Much the same on a lot of these things. I think the substantial amount of rain concurs with the amount of mowing that we continue to do. It just doesn't seem to stop. We do have, for September, we had 2 pumps that were plugged due to rags. Never a good thing, but we continue to stay on top of it and catch it before it becomes a real problem. So I'll answer any questions you guys might have.
But still, 2 pumps with 1 clog on on each one's not bad.
No,
I mean, prefer to have none, but 1 is not bad.
right.
Question I have on the meter rereads, 109. Is that something that had an effect as a meter change out or anything like that? Or?
I think it's a direct correlation with the program. We're still, the old crew is still teaching themselves where meters are, but still trying to coordinate with where the new meters have been replaced. So there's some missing information that happens occasionally there, so we go out and we pick that up.
Right, because that's not a number I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you, when you do these meter change outs, there's a box that goes on the outside of the house that's that transmitter part, I would imagine?
Yes.
Okay. So just to let the public know, when you get notified in the mail of this letter, which I just did, you have to call them or go online to schedule them to come out for an appointment that's good for your time. But you have to call them. The letter doesn't say to you that they're coming out a certain time or date. You have to call the 800 number to Ferguson Works, or Ferguson Water Works, or you actually go online and do it that way. But you have to make the call.
You will schedule with them whatever's convenient for you. There are very willing to adapt and meet your needs.
One thing I can emphasize is once you have them come out, you have to have access to that area where there is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I guess on that, when we wrote this report as of 9/30 for September, we're showing that we had 48 meters changed out. I just checked for today, and as of today, we already have 551 meters changed out.
Fantastic.
Projects.
So they're still looking at December, sometime December to be complete.
Yes.
All right, Rob, any discussion on this report?
No, I just like to reiterate, the rags, stuff you're flushing down the toilet, costs man hours, and man hours cost money. That's our taxes, so keep our system clean.
Agree. Sarah?
No, good report.
Joe?
Nothing to add. Thanks, Paul.
Kevin?
Good report, Paul, and I have nothing to add, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. All right, moving on to Police Department quarterly report.
Mayor and Council, in your packets tonight, you'll see the third quarter report for the police department. Numbers in the third quarter were fairly comparable to those in the second quarter. There was a slight increase in part 1 and 2 offenses and a slight decrease in parts 3, 4, and 5 offenses. And again, the part 1 and 2 offenses are reportable crimes such as assaults, burglaries, thefts. And 3, 4, 5 are not reportable, typically are more routine type calls, medicals, lockouts, things like that. Traffic enforcement continues to be a priority for officers throughout the city. Traffic stops, citations, and PWI numbers, as you'll see in the report, remain fairly steady from month to month. They don't seem to be declining too much, which is concerning, but we're getting them off the road, so that's good. Excuse me. Officers are also continuing to be very proactive in residential patrols. They're continuing to patrol a lot in neighborhoods during overnight hours and over residents that open garage doors. So trying to be proactive in them types of ways to deter and prevent thefts and burglaries. And so far, for the most part, this initiative has been still receiving positive feedback and support from the residents that get knocked on their door at 3 a.m. So they're usually happy to see the officer there. Community outreach, of course, continues to be a high priority for the department as well. We did have a couple of events over the summer, which included our debut of Cone with the Cop at the Dairy Queen, which exceeded our expectations for attendance. Very good turnout for that. Dunk a Cop was also obviously a hit during National Night Out. Received a lot of school supplies for an opportunity to throw softballs at the cops, so that was encouraging. But hats off to Sergeant Morrison and Officer Reserve for volunteering to do that. We do have a number of events coming up this fall, including our October anti-bullying pizza party for a select number of elementary kids. That will actually take place this Wednesday. Eddie Eagle in November, a senior fraud seminar in November as well. Winning with Cops to be determined, but we will have another one before the year is up. And of course, Santa PD here in December. And as all of you know, Officer Hearn began his new role as our community resource officer in September. One of the duties of that position is seeking out ordinance violations, which right now the focus is on parking on lawns. In the approximate month that he's been in this position, of course, he's got other roles that he can do as part of that position as well, but he has made contact with at least 13 residents who were in violation of the parking on the grass or parking on the lawns, and about half of them, or about 7 of them, have been corrected to date. So he's making some progress there, face-to-face interactions, getting some of the minor violations cleaned up. We're also starting to discover that a few residents may be in violation of our new city rental ordinance as well, so he's going to start playing more of a part in that area coming up here. Officer Hearn is also active in community outreach and attending community events as a representative of the police department, answering questions, etc. He was just recently at the fire department French toast breakfast, mingling around there. So he's going to obviously be taking part in many of our friends events throughout the remainder of the year. So he's got a lot of different things he's doing, and overall, I think the position has been successful, and we'll keep tweaking it as we go along. But he's generating a lot of case numbers and staying pretty busy. So With that, I can answer any questions that you may have.
Well, first of all, I want to commend you on the community outreach efforts. That's really good. Your programs are really well thought out. Dunkin' Cop and the ice cream thing, that was great. Night Unite was a great success again, 2 years in a row, which is excellent. But I like what you say here in your written format to us. You say that the police department is dedicated to customer service. It goes that extra mile in creating a strong working relationship with the public. And I truly believe that's a good thing for a small community. One-on-one relationship with the police is a good thing. Not that the police are above us. They should work with us, and that's your leadership does that. I appreciate that. And I want to make one comment on this community resource officer. I talked to Lyle at that breakfast for the fire station, French Toast breakfast, and he feels very confident that once these people are notified, they do comply. He goes back and checks that 53% is pretty good. That takes it off our plate, prevents it from getting to abatements, which I know the council's happy about. So this is a good start, a very good start. As I told him, I think if anyone can pull it off, I think he can do it. But you'll notify them, and then he goes back to see that it's done, and they're compliant. So that falls in line with what you said, Kate. Once 90% of people are notified, they do comply. That allows us not to have to bring our attention to it, and it allows us to take a little easier abatement issue on it, which I know, again, council and myself, we're not going to elect to do abatements. It's part of the negative side of our job. Anyways, I want to compliment you on that, compliment you on all of it. I think it's a real good position, a good start, and we'll see how it goes through the year coming up. Joel, you have anything to say on that?
Good report, as usual. I like the breakdown and everything. It's always good to see the different types of calls that you're receiving. And I just like to commend you on the community outreach. I think with police, again, it's huge these days to have that community interaction. So thank you, and keep it up.
Kevin?
I'd also like to say a good report. Very well. It's easy to read, and it's interesting to see the numbers, how they move around. Also, the community resource officer, again, it's not a form of harassment. It's a form of reinstilling the pride in a lot of the neighborhoods that are, they care about what's going on around them. So don't look at it as harassment. I mean, they're not looking for trouble. I'm sure Officer Hernandez is going, oh, I just can't wait to write something up. It's, it's the 95% that are that care, and the other 5% that don't. They need a little nudge, and then they understand. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sarah?
Excellent report, and I just, talking with people around the community, it seems like they appreciate the interaction that the officers are having, whether they're on a walk with their kids or they're at a park and they pull in just to make sure. So I just want to commend you and your officers on a great job.
Thank you, Rob.
Great report. Like I said, it's easy to read. Look through the numbers. Domestic violence was a little bit high, and I want our residents to know if there's numbers out there that you can call, outreach places. So if you have any of those issues, call. Don't stay in a bad domestic situation.
Very well put. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, thank you, Todd. All right, moving on to council member reports. Joel, start with you.
The only thing I have to say is that I missed the fire event this last weekend. Wanted to make it, totally forgot about it until it was just about over. And
Your loss.
that's on me.
We saved you some sausage.
Still there.
My apologies.
Still in the warmer.
I didn't make it.
Kevin?
I did make it. It was really good. I was able to take my grandson there. It was really neat to see pretty much every seat full, and then they rotate out, and a lot of good events for the kids to be involved in interaction from, my 3-year-old grandson up to, you saw 14, 15-year-old kids in there still, the test at home escape route to enter a raffle and stuff. I saw, I think a 12-year-old girl get a fire extinguisher, and that was pretty cool. But just overall, the constant movement and people coming and going, it was well received. And the French Toast Alliance, thank you. They did an excellent job. It's very just tasty. So get out. You can go back for more. So thank you.
Rob?
I just want to say I had to work. This is probably the first one in 8 years that I've missed. It is a really great event for our public safety. I'm sure it was amazing. And I'll put it on my calendar next year, so
Anything else?
that's it.
Sarah?
On October 8th, I attended the ribbon cutting at East Bethel Elementary School. And we got to go through the school and see some of the improvements, and they're very nice. Our buildings are coming along very nicely. Teachers and students are happy with the changes. So we're taking some pride in our school buildings. It's a big change compared to when I went there trying to help get the bond passed. There's been some nice improvements. I did also go to the French toast breakfast, and I don't like French toast, but I ate it, and it was actually pretty good. So I might branch out and do it again. And it was awesome having the Cub Scouts there doing the cleanup. That was nice. They were very on top of it. If your plate was sitting there and it looked like you were done, they were going to ask if they could take it. So I thought that was great. The kids seemed to love having the bouncy house. I did hear some concerns with the weather. The kids were concerned there wasn't going to be a bouncy house, but we made it work, and it worked out well. And they liked having Smokey the Bear there. That was fun. Although some people did mention that they missed seeing Sparky, so we'll have to work on that.
We do need to purchase a new Sparky.
Okay, Sparky needs to be replaced. And then the only other thing is tomorrow night the St. Francis Saints do have a home football game at 7 o'clock.
As far as the French toast breakfast, I want to compliment Lance. Did a great job. I love that place. It's really good. And the bouncy house, bringing that bouncy house inside was excellent. Kids enjoyed it. I could see that.
Yeah.
And a lot of fun with that one. I want to remind everybody, on the 26th of October is an annual shred event, cardboard and fall leaf drop off at the Public Works Facility, 8 to noon. As I mentioned before, on the shredding documents, once you put it in there, we have one of our Public Works employees sit there until it's all shredded, right? Well, so nothing's out of sight. Doesn't go and stay someplace until they get to it. It's done that day before that vendor gets off site. I understand. So you are secure in other words. Veterans Day, November 11th on Monday, the city offices will be closed. Also want to mention there's going to be one more work session on MnDOT open to the public. We haven't had a date set yet. Once that date is set, it'll be notified on our website. It'll be posted. I want to thank everybody who went on that survey about MnDOT, and that was done October 10th, I think that was done. But anyway, we went on there. I appreciate that you did that. We're still up in arms here, not up in arms, but under discussion of what we're going to be doing on 47. I know we have a work session coming on the 23rd here to discuss that, 6 o'clock at the community center with MnDOT. I hope that they can see the light here and understand the importance of that business district to us. It's just not a safe throughway to get to our town. I'm not concerned so much about the north-southbound traffic as I am the east-westbound traffic. Mm-hmm. How do you get from the west side to the east side if you want to go to the Ricker Muni and vice versa? That east-westbound is a lot of concern to me. And I don't know if roundabouts are the answer. I don't know really what is the answer. But I know one thing, I just hope that MnDOT is flexible and compromised. I'll be saying more at the meeting. I'm sure council will too. Staff has already put their input into it. But you, the public, have a big say in this. So if you could call MnDOT, email MnDOT, what you need to do is go to our website, hold your cursor on our community, go down, the window pops up on the lower left corner. There's a link to their site, MnDOT site. You can email them, call them, there's numbers there, talk to them. Put your 2 cents in, because whatever they do here is going to be for 50 years and they won't come back. So if we don't get it right the first time, we're going to be kind of up a creek. I want to see that happen here. So once again, I think Todd and both Dave and Todd would confirm that the east-west bound traffic, that's what concerns me. How do you get across that road safely from one side to the other? You have retail on both sides, you have homes on both sides, but that northbound, northbound, southbound has been going on for years. They get through our city no problem. So you can make it smoother and safer. But at the same time, how do you get to our businesses? Effective and access to our businesses. This to me is the dilemma we face. What is MnDOT trying to do with it to what the city needs? And it's our business district. So once again, if the public is viewing, please put your 2 cents in. You have plenty of time yet. We have a meeting coming up in December. The date hasn't been selected yet. When it is, we will let you know. But your input is being heard. It will help us to help you. And that's really what it comes down to as I end my report here. Help us to serve you better. That's the best thing you can do, is work with us, not through the Facebook pages, not through this distortion that goes on there. Come and talk to us. Come and talk to us. That's how you do it. Bring your concerns to us, and we will address them. We will look into them fully, may not be able to give you the answer you want to hear, but we will give you a fully researched answer and the truth to the best of our ability. That's what we do to serve you better. So help us to do that. On that, I'll ask if there's any more business that has to be completed tonight. I'm asking anyone. I'm asking anyone. All right, in that case there, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 6:35.